Devstream 100 just finished. If you were lucky enough to be one of those people, there was a part of it where people were going on about, and I'm trying to remember where this would actually pop up. Xylus adapters. Yep, every single one of them. I'm not sure if people were trolling about it or not. 9? That is still a lot of them. I don't know how that worked. Watching a battle doesn't actually say, but it was the last of that Twitch thing. But anyway, when it finished, 3 alerts popped up. Spoiler alert, these are going to be around for 5 days, well, 4 and a bit from when it finished. 4 days, 3 hours. These are going to be worth doing because obviously the Orokin Catalyst is definitely worth doing because blueprint for one of those is always handy. Same as the Orokin Reactor. The big play here, of course, is going to be the Rifle Riven mod. But I'm going to play this, and I'm going to set this to public first, as kind of the thing in the background while we talk about what was actually on in the Devstream. But of course it had to be dark, didn't it? Before we get into too much, there was a little bit more on these meteorites that you see skimming here and leaving the fire trails. And I was told if you leave and go in a straight line, there it is. Well, actually, there it is. It is, in fact, a meteorite. We are heading straight towards it here. Get some height on me, if I can, that is. So we can kind of see it from up here. Now, could you go back up? Also, could you stop moving forward and go up? Thank you. And I'm already going straight back down on it. I didn't even make it to it. But anyway, this thing is here. It looks kind of impressive. I'm just going to use this button. I would love to have been here when this dropped, but apparently not. It just kind of arrived. I don't know how long it's been here either, but it does explain why people keep telling me this is an infested meteorites that are flying overhead. And I just keep saying, no it's not. How do you know it's infested? I'm gonna take a guess and say it has something to do with this. But there is a lot of unknowns about the actual I had to land on it. Tactical alert, operation, event thing that is going to come here, but it obviously has something to do with the meteorites that are flying around overhead, and well, it's kind of confirmed in the Devstream, and by being here, you can actually land on them. And to be fair, the event does look pretty nice, and they have said that it will be coming next week. You can go and explore the actual meteor now, but it won't arrive until next week. Which means, event incoming. Which is nice. There hasn't actually been one, and I was thinking about this, in a bit too long. There is, of course, as well, the new Warframe that has been working on behind the scenes. Not sure really what it's going to be like. They just kind of referred to it as Cora. They did go on to mention the fact that she will change her appearance depending on the damage type you set her up for, because she can choose between slash, impact and puncture. She will summon an exalted whip, kind of like Excalibur's exalted blade, just from the name of it I'm guessing on that one. And a custom Kavat. She will summon a pet, kind of like the Masters do. They summon the Grenier Master, because I can't remember exactly what the first name of them is, but they can summon Kavats. You will be able to do the same. Didn't say whether it would be one or many, but there was talk of not only the Warframe changing depending on what damage type you are doing, but also the Kavat, and possibly even the whip. So this frame does look, actually I kind of like the idle animation. I think it's off a different frame though. They did show the next Eidolon and hinted that this thing might fly, which that could be really deadly. I mean, they're bad enough as it is, but having a flying one will also look kind of weird. The new Grenier Ghoul enemy, well, it's not new, they've hinted at it before, but now we actually got to look at the animations it does. It spawns out of body bags buried in the ground, and does look pretty nice. They also, and this was probably one of my favourite things, I think it was a new weapon type. Look at it, it is a two-handed katana. It is huge, which means new stances and a new weapon. Sadly though, they did announce that the Sacrifice, this is the update that is going to bring Umbra, will not be released this year. I don't know if that means that the Sacrifice is going to be update 23 or not, because they will probably hit 22.5, at least hopefully, by the winter. The winter holidays, I should say, when the next Prime and everything comes out. Which is a shame, because I think like everybody else, I was kind of hoping that that would release about the holiday season, and then it would give content for people to play, as well as the returning Primes, because the Prime Vault will be opening at the same time. And then rather than... they could even have the good old-fashioned holiday events on at the same time, but I was really looking forward to getting my hands on Umbra finally, and nope, the Sacrifice will not be released this year. They did mention that they're working on lots of other things, custom petting, well, it's not custom, it's idle petting animations for your operator, petting animations obviously for petting your Kubro or Kavat, which not really sure how good that could look. They mentioned that now that Plains of Eidolon is done and finished, the Make Clans Great Again is coming back, which means that all these reworks for the clan, they're finally going back into themes for Dojo's aesthetics, changing them. Just generally, there was the missions that they mentioned a long time ago that could be clan based, and I'm still waiting for these custom alerts that clans can do that only clan members can play, because then they can put resources in and you can set a 24-hour Orokin Catalyst or Orokin Reactor alert for your clan. You could do this once a week. Everybody donates what it needs, and then once it's finished researching, the mission goes live. Never happened, and that was a long time ago. There was also some changes that they are hinting at for focus changes, which basically say that it's going to be tied into your, or the initial boost anyway, will be tied into your mastery rank. The higher it is, the more reputation and such you can earn. Then there is the daily tribute system. They are going to have it run on tracks, so every 50 days you can choose a new track, and at the end of each track is the reward you want to go for. I know that this sounds like you can basically start a new account, go 50 days, and have the cash. Then choose what weapon you want at 100 days, whether it be the Azuma, Zenith Star, Zenith, or the Sigma and Octantis. That means people who have played for 700 days will be rather upset, and I actually referred to this as giving 100-day login reward people the Sigma and Octantis is like giving Excalibur Prime to new players as a starting frame, because the veterans will be butthurt. Because it's kind of true. No, before anybody says it, Excalibur Prime is not returning. It was stated in the founder system he will never be available in-game. Whereas the Sigma and Octantis, yeah, I'm not that bothered. I kind of like the idea of this system because these weapons, they're not that powerful. There is a better weapon for the pistol. The Azuma's not really that good over other things. The Zenith, I liked it because I used the Bratton and it's a similar kind of thing. Sigma and Octantis probably is the best sword and shield, but there are weapons that are stronger than that. So I don't really see the problem in it. I just hope that it's still done fairly. Whereas if they just turn around when every 50 days you can get a weapon, it wouldn't really work. Yes, have the track system so they can go for a cache they want, the prime mod they want, the next cache they want, and a weapon. So there's still a 200-day gap, but keep up to 100 days as it is. So once you get the Azima, this system kicks in. Otherwise, the only fair way to do it will be... winter's coming. People will be off work, out of school. So make a tactical alert, throw all the caches, all the prime mods, all the login rewards, all of them. Throw it into a tactical alert, roll everybody back 50 days, to the nearest 50 days, sorry. So if you're at 101, it'll take you to 100. If you're at 199, it'll take you to 150. Because the rewards will be obtainable by doing a mission. This is kind of fair and sets everybody at a level starting point. And just introduce an entirely new reward pool. It would take a lot more time to do, but that would really be the only fair way to do it. But I kind of just like the idea of leaving it as it is, but allow people to go for whatever they want as many times as they want. I know people who had the Azima, sold it, and would like it back. So allow them to go back and get something they've already had. They're not tradable anyway, so there's no hurt in letting people do that. Plus, I really would love the prime mods and the prime weapons, sorry, daily login weapons, to be tradable, as long as you don't use them. And that's about it. I was watching an Eidolon climb this mountain. It seems to have gone over the other side and completely disappeared. Nope, it's actually still up there. You can't really, well, you can barely see that. But it's still up there. It climbed the mountain, and I was hoping it was going to come to this. It didn't, so I've just kind of sat here and watched it climb up the mountain. I am looking forward to a lot of the stuff that they talked about, mainly that sword, and to be fair, I really would have loved to have seen this land, you know, be here when it lands. So the event is looking kind of interesting as well. It obviously depends on how it plays out, remembering that this entire plains here is surrounded by a blue fence, which we all just assumed went straight up. So in theory, that shouldn't be there. But it does explain why people are calling it the infected one. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Is that it? No? Now it's gone. No, it's actually right there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.